Thank you so much for my scholarship.
I don't know where to start really, because there's so much I could talk about today. I'll tell you a little bit about Clark's Landing first. It's a farm down on the Barren River. It's northwest of Bowling Green in a community called Guy, Kentucky. They call it Hadley now, but it was Guy as I was growing up. The river boats used to come in there and drop off freight and pick up freight, the mail. They'd bring in mail and drop off mail. The farmers would cut cross ties and bring them and drop them there. And my grandmother was kind of the patriarch. She kind of ran the show, and my father, he worked there on the farm. And it was see that, but I heard a lot of tales about it, a lot of stories. And it was an exciting place back then. That's why I wanted to kind of name it Clark's Landing, because of the history of Clark's Landing. You ask about why I want to donate for scholarships. There's several reasons, but one, my mother was a school teacher. If you can imagine, my mother went to school back in the 30s here at Western. There was 7 of them. My grandmother and grandfather were poor, and I remember Mother telling me that Uncle Felix sent $50 for her to go to school. I said, Mother, that wouldn't even buy a book. Anyway, I have a background of being around teachers, and later in life, I was a firefighter. And we got a new city manager in, and he said that if we would take classes at Western and make a grade of C or better, that the city of Bowling Green would pay for our education. And I took advantage of that opportunity. I was very fortunate to be motivated and to have that opportunity, I feel. So I want to pass that on to the other, I'll call them kids because I'm so old, and they're so much younger and starting out in life. I want to give people opportunities to find their niche first. I think it's very important for them to find their niche, to set goals, try to get an education in a field where they can help people. I think it's very important in life for people to have the goal to try to help people. If you have a goal to help people, then you get the true rewards in life, I think. And also, of course, you got to have the beans and taters to put on the table. You make money in the process also. But I wanted to provide opportunities for younger people, and they can be traditional or non-traditional students, in my opinion. I like for them to be Kentucky residents because I'm from Kentucky, and United States citizens because I am a citizen, and I love this country very much. I think it's the best country in the world. We're very fortunate to be able to live here, in my opinion. More specifically, I like to target my scholarships to go to blue-collar workers. I was blue-collar, I feel, because I was a firefighter. I worked as a firefighter for 27 years. I worked in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then after I got my education and my experience, I became fire chief of Brentwood, Tennessee. So there's all kinds of opportunities in fire service. We didn't make much money when I first started, but that didn't seem to matter because it seemed like I was cut out to do that. I didn't mind the danger. I didn't mind getting dirty. And we're helping people. I've chosen a life of service. I served in the Army, and I'm a combat veteran. I served my community, and I've tried to help my neighbors. I think most of my neighbors will back that up. But I want to help, for example, I want to help firefighters, police officers, nurses. I want to help the people that are out there, the backbone of this country. That's who I want to help. my mother always told me that. She was a teacher. She said, you don't have to go to college. You can gain skills on the job, or you can gain skills going to community colleges and technical schools. That's who I wanted to help. When I was a child, I was either working on the farm or I was down on that river playing. I was either fishing or, the fishermen would bring their boats and leave them there, and I'd take bar pliers and cut the fence to bar their boat. I was either out on a boat, somebody else's boat, or I was doing fishing with some neighbor kids, or we built a swing out of cable that the old boats left there. We took the cable, it was probably 100 feet long, we put it up in a big sycamore tree, and we used to swing out in the river. And so I have good memories of that, even though, again, we had no electricity or water. How can you miss something you didn't have? But I didn't mind, it didn't bother me a bit. When I look back on it, it was a great opportunity and experience for me. My father, he worked hard all his life. He was a farmer, and my mother was a school teacher. She loved teaching. She taught elementary school, and she loved the kids. I know she did, because I watched her. She'd stay up at night getting her lesson plan at 11 o'clock at night, and that was quite late for us back then. I know she loved her kids. I've seen her. After I grew up, I'd go into her classroom sometimes, and she'd be down on the floor with the kids trying to teach them. I've had a good example set for me. I just would encourage people to get your niche. What is your niche? Find out what it is you really want to do. And if your goal is to help others, to help people, more than likely you're going to be very successful at what you do. I told Justin, study hard. Well, I say that to the scholarship recipients, study hard and make this a good one.
I think it's really awesome. I hope maybe one day I could do that to somebody else, because I don't know if they really know how much it impacts a person like me, but if I could do that later on down the road, it would make my dreams come true. So it's pretty awesome.
If we'd just be grateful for the many blessings that we have. I'm not trying to preach a sermon either. I'm just telling you a fact that if we'd just be grateful and count our blessings, then I think this country would be a lot better off. This is a wonderful country we're living in. I think I'm selfish because I think I lived in the best generation. I think Tom Brokaw said the one before me was the best generation. I think I lived in the best generation. And I hope this generation that's going to school now feels the same way as I do. I pray that.